tensions are ramping up, and, well, what's going to win out? The mastermind behind the uprising and his new gang of people who are probably following to get some beneficial treatment or money or power out of it, or the close-knit group of ragtag morons that initially made up the Shinsengumi. Usually, if this was any other show, friend power would beat everything, wouldn't it? But this is Gintama, where they could stop and start doing ballet for all we know. I hope I haven't jinxed it. Let's find out. And are we going to learn what happened to that character? Looks like the Shinsengumi is either going to lose half of its officers, or all of them, because it would be disbanded and they'll make up a new precinct or whatever it is. But it's definitely not going to be solved. Was that iPod adverts there? Anyway, it's definitely not going to be solved without a few people going to hospital. I think I've only actually been on a train like 2 or 3 times. They took a step too far when going after Condor. Or is that what it wants you to think? But, considering the effects of that cursed sword that's happened to Hijikata, I'm starting to believe that someone's hidden one of those cursed objects around here. And if any of you think otherwise, well, you obviously haven't been watching close enough to the channel. And yeah, I've said it several times about having a scene like that, full fighting, blood spurting, we're samurais. And then we're treated to this. Hopefully they're not going to get off easily just because they're proper human targets. Which I think that's how, like, the TV censors things, isn't it? If you want to cut things in half, it's got to be robots. Or aliens. How menacing. Oh, I thought Condor was just going to be sitting in his seat still. Yeah, they're not sending spies, they're not that interested in you. What a rousing speech. Yeah, that's really going to work, isn't it? You think he didn't have anything up his sleeve? The master of explosives. That car might need a service after all of this. I'm sure it will buff out. I get that, his personality changed, but what's the whole I don't know anything? What's that meant to be? Aye, aye. Oh. He doesn't have a high opinion of them, does he? Impersonation? Or has his soul transferred bodies? I don't think anyone would be able to overtake Gintoki. Yeah, yeah. Do you really trust her driving? When the life's on the line, I guess. Give him a cigarette, that would cut through it. You needed the radio, probably. True, they are in a somewhat advantageous position right now, but what's to stop them just, climbing on the roof or, you know, jump, tuck, and roll? Doing the whole self sacrifice thing, trying to get that vice commander position. I'm sure you could break that window and unlock it yourself. He's delinking the carts. Use that gorilla strength! Any particular reason why you didn't stay on that one? I mean, now that you've decoupled them, there's stay with the commander. How many bazookas have you stored around? Probably some in the overhead storage. Or is the train itself made of plastic explosive? Oh, quite a few buggies. And we have the demon vice commander himself. And finally, just Kagura's not driving. Even if he's just there for moral support. Yep, exactly. Pretend to be the... Enough! Enough! He's already dead! Really now. Then they aren't worthy of being in the Shinsengumi. He's not one to forgive when they've turned against. Yep. And not with a slap on the wrist, I assume. Quite a few of them flinched, though. Do you think they're gonna fully stand with this Ito guy? They bear no loyalty to him. What's going to be the last bit of advice they're going to be given? Still with the training, even if they are his enemies at this point. Yep, that's definitely going to be more than one trip to the hospital. I like the taste of blood, but I'm not sure about other people's. I'm fine with my own. Just don't get Katsura involved as well. Have a full-on assault. Well, at least the big beacon of light on the side is... been taken out. You're only a hindrance at this point. Vegeta? I don't remember that scene of Dragon Ball. Is that an invoice? So close to getting paid. Is he still holding onto the door, though? Good old police violence. If shit like that was on the news, I think I'd be a bit more interested. That's going to be a bumpy ride. Dignified. He was kind of forced into it. He didn't want to be there. But at least it's doing good for his image. Yeah, get away from the door. Might want to give him a bit more of a warning than that. Somehow, the members of Shinsengumi have, like, friendly fire turned off. Well, at least he knows who they are. Still, it doesn't fully absolve him of everything, but Gintoki really does get involved in over his head sometimes, doesn't he? But it is for his own self-righteous sense of justice. Huh? How much is his savings? Or does he just spend it all on the Shinsengumi and chasing after Shinpachi's sister? No. It really did take over his personality really quickly. How touching. It's almost as if there isn't explosives going on in the background. But remember what Okita said, it doesn't matter if he falls. Well, it matters if he falls. Then the battle is lost. Has he broken through once again for a brief moment? Slam. So the whole "I can only do this once" was a lie. You can have two ways of looking at it. One being the commander who sees his underlings as just tools to be used, and the other who has to suffer at seeing them fall. And you see both sides in this conflict, don't you? I do like how, despite the noise of a train, the distance between them, and the cars and the explosions, that they can still have this tender conversation. Is it fighting himself for not wanting to take action due to the sword, and his own? Who's gonna win out? Or did you put super glue on it or something? Ooh, 4 episodes. But it definitely does seem adequate that the characters in Gintama have the ability to curse, well, lay a curse themselves upon a cursed sword. Haha, I am a cursed sword. I now make you completely unable to do anything and procrastinate to all ends. The demon vice commander says, "No, you." That's definitely a pro gamer move. Uno reverse. Although I don't think we're giving the Sato, was that his name? Okita, enough credit here. He laid down the law in ruthless efficiency. Maybe he does kind of deserve the position. Rock and roll. How much of a You always hear of cursed items being left to history, but you don't really see the creation of those items themselves. Somehow I feel like there's several characters who basically impart those kind of everlasting changes just by being near things. And the Demon Vice Commander is definitely one of those. I think I'd willingly take up one of those curses though, having a bit of a more get up and go to actually succeed and get things done. It's a price worth paying. And if you are more than eager to see the culmination of these episodes and who's going to win out in the fight of the Shinsengumi, stick around. If you liked this episode, let me know by leaving a like on the video and a comment down below. If you haven't already, how dare you? Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, but definitely important, make sure to stick around for the next one. All aboard the train to destruction that is my channel. That's all I really have to say about that, so Floor Taku, Sal, Raywin, HSTR, Dynamite 1997, Aishrem, Shiwan and everyone else, I'm very glad for you sticking around this long. I'm fearful for when the train approaches the station. But until then, thank you.